Helen Goodman.
Thank you for granting this urgent question, Mr Speaker. I'd also like to congratulate my honourable friend, the member for Hornsey and Wood Green, on securing it. The situation in Hong Kong is getting more and more serious by the day. The temporary suspension of the extradition laws was never going to be enough to appease the protesters. Their demonstrations are the culmination of years of frustration and the fear of interference by Beijing in Hong Kong affairs. It is time for some significant change. Mr Speaker, yesterday's vicious attack on pro-democracy protesters making their way home by a mysterious armed mob is a new and sickening low in this sorry chapter. It is nothing less than an attempt to bully and frighten these peaceful protesters into submission. The Hong Kong police have come in for a lot of criticism since June for their heavy-handedness and brutality. But on this occasion, they were nowhere to be seen. Over 40 people were injured in the attack. So my first question is, why was it allowed to happen? Our call for an independent inquiry has so far been met with a less than satisfactory response. I therefore wonder if the Minister can update the House on the Foreign Secretary's call for an independent, judge-led inquiry into the conduct of the Hong Kong police. We do not know who these people were or who put them up to it. However, it is vital that we find out. Does the Minister have any information as to the identity of the attackers and where their orders came from?
Well, Mr Speaker, firstly I share the Honourable Lady's assessment of the deteriorating situation politically in Hong Kong. I also share her revulsion at the scenes we saw on our television screens over the weekend. We have called for an independent inquiry and we would like to know what the scope of such an inquiry would be. That's important, particularly since this is evolving. And when we originally called for such an inquiry, of course, some time ago, we were presented with certain facts and were calling for such an inquiry on the basis of what we knew at that time. Since when things have changed and different things have happened, we would like those things too, including the events over the weekend, to form part of that inquiry. So this is a rapidly evolving piece, but we do need to know to what extent this inquiry is going to be full and comprehensive, and she is right to say, crucially, independent. It probably is not sufficient simply to have an internal police inquiry, which is what the IPCC would be in a Hong Kong context. It really does need to involve Hong Kong's excellent and well-respected judiciary.